Rogue trader. I indeed have a request, Rogue trader.
Look, Lady Theodora couldn't care less if some eggheads measured my brains or not. It's not about the seal on your forehead, get it? It's about what's in your gut, if it's rotten or not. My gut's stronger than the adamantine on this here ship. And my implants are better than the ones they put in you on your Terra. If they weren't, I wouldn't have lived as long as I have. Lyra, an outlying world in the Heathen Stars region. In the Koronus expanse, the deeper you go, the less visible the Astronomicon gets, and the less people know about the Imperium. The arrival of a rogue trader is the best thing that can happen to a world like that. The very best. It's an out-of-the-way planetoid between two faint stars. On Lyra, a dozen local tyrants fight over 5 measly continents. But they use everything they can to win, from poison to psychers. I haven't been there in many years, but there's nothing for me to miss. Trust me. But here on the ship is a different story altogether. I saw more wonders in my first year serving Lady von Valancius than I'd seen in my whole life on Lyra. Like my first journey through the warp, I was in bed for 3 days. I felt like supernovas were exploding in my head. I only found out later that I'd gotten off easy. Just through the bulkhead in the bay next to mine, a whole team turned into... Look at me rambling on, Lord Captain. Pay no attention. It wasn't like it was a very fun trip, Lord Captain. But look, if you want to be entertained, I'm the woman for the job. I'll entertain you with one of the stories from my collection, no problem. But if you want to hear about the time I melted everyone in the bay next door, well, I just don't really want to go into the details on that one, all right? Oh, I embroidered wall hangings in honor of our national heroes. I did the same thing I do here, Lord Captain. Divining. Our rulers prized the ability to see into the future. Every psyker that could be found was worth a small fortune on Lyra. There's no such thing as a peaceful life on Lyra. People like me were especially sought after. They'd pick psychers up wherever they found them, buy kids off their parents, even just abduct them. Take me, for instance. I got taken from my street gang. The older kids sold me when they noticed there was something off about me. The ruling dynasties had schools where they trained us and beat us black and blue. And then they packed us off to serve. Some of us held on for a long time, but others didn't last. Not everyone's as smart and talented as me, you know. Some people crossed the line and were out of commission before their time. Theodora von Valancius paid a visit to the ruler I was serving at the time. I don't know what the visit was for, and it's no business of mine anyway. I can still remember the way the voices in my head changed when I looked at her. They were practically screaming. She had so much behind her, and plenty ahead of her too. As I gawped at her, all of a sudden I heard a whisper. A hint, a suggestion, nothing more. But I know the difference between idle chatter and a real threat. I seized my chance and approached Theodora. I managed to whisper a couple of words in her ear before the wardens dragged me away. They beat me and locked me up. No wonder. It wasn't my place to converse with outsiders. And then Theodora's people came for me. They broke down the wall, butchered the guards. Also, I could tell them my warning in full. So I said the rest, but I didn't want to go back to my old life. And so I entered the service of the von Valancius dynasty. A few times. Not many. And if I think about it, why would I want to? I've got everything I need here. All the whispers I hear are familiar ones. They almost feel like family. And if I want to hear about the nightmares off the ship, I can, after some amasec. But don't go getting the wrong idea. If I have to, I'll follow you to the edge of the galaxy. Of course, Lord Captain. Lord Captain, forgive me. But it would be like talking to a person born blind about colors. I could spend hours explaining, but it wouldn't make any sense to you. Every psyker feels their connection with the warp in their own way. One person might see spots and shadows out of the corner of their eye. Another feels fingers running down their spine. As for me, I've got a door in my head. One that's open just a crack. There's no way to close it, no matter how hard I try. I've just had to get used to the whispers from the other side. When I need to use it for work, I listen in more closely. But I usually just try not to notice it. Training, habit, and a little amasec and a couple other things you can get on the lower decks. If you put all those together, it makes things bearable. Sometimes I even wonder if I'm imagining half the voices I hear. You know, when life on board gets a little boring. Better than listening to the living, anyhow. Well, if the door opens, that means somebody's planning to come in, right? But screw them. They're not coming through. Trust me. I know how to keep my valuable head locked up tight. Only losers who are afraid of their own gift lose control. Or idiots who never figure out what they are before it's too late. Or little kids who want to play around with their shiny new toy. If you don't know the limits of your abilities, or you're always bouncing around in your own head, that's a recipe for disaster. All right, that's what I'm here for after all. So, I'm just going to lean on that door in my head a little more, prick up my ears, and listen to what the warp's got to say about you. Wait, I can listen right now? All right, let's hear what they're whispering about you, Seek not on firm ground, but in a golden hall suspended in the void. There waits a child without kin, but with a name blind to truth. She draws the brush across the canvas and does not notice that her palette is full not of paint, but of blood. And with each smear, this well does not deplete, but fills and fills up to the brim. One thing is clear. When this vessel overflows, none will remain unstained. Among the blind men and false prophets, a red-robed sage seeks the answer to a question. He does not know that it is not the answer he must seek, but the question that will draw everything into focus. Will you help him, rogue trader? But mark, a chained hound chases after glimmers of the aurora, but sparks and the scent of oil confound his nose. The chain trails after him. What will happen if you pick it up? Will you become his master, or merely another beast in the pack of his true lord? The glow of dawn bursts forth from its prison. Dungeon walls cannot contain the dark essence wallowing in the dust. A naive cub pushes his nose into a familiar hand, one that holds death in twisted glass. Cherish it or cast it off as a burden. The sword of change has already been raised. What is one more life to it? I'm sorry, Lord Captain. The voices are going wild. I can't make out a thing. I'll try to rein them in, somehow. But for now... All right. Let's hear what they're whispering about you. I'm sorry, Lord Captain. The voices are going wild. I can't make out a thing. I'll try to rein them in, somehow. But for now... None of the officers knew the Lord Captain well. Not even Abelard, and she was always closer to him than anyone else. She told me from the off that if I ever listened to anything in the warp about her without her permission, I'd be going out through the airlock. I'm not an idiot, so I never stuck my nose where it didn't belong. Only when I was asked. It's hard to wrap my head around the fact that she's gone. Lady von Valancius gave me everything I have. She opened the stars to me and the paths between them. I still think I can hear her voice. The little sister is afflicted with her own set of voices, ones that whisper to her about corruption and heresy. The silly girl doesn't realize that if she wants to find the source, she needs to start by looking in her own head. You bet I do, Lord Captain. Okay, so we went to Footfall once. Well, I mean, Lord Captain Theodora went to Footfall a lot. But on that occasion, she took me with her for some reason. My day had gotten off to a bad start. My head had been yammering since I woke up, but there was nothing else for it. I had to go. We arrived at the place. And what a place! All the gentlemen and ladies dressed to kill, showing off their encrusted implants, all clustered around little tables. Well, turned out it was a gaming den. And not just any gaming den, but one run by somebody with deep pockets for people with just as much cash to splash. You should have seen it. People gambling away planets in a game of regicide. Anyway, so the Lord Captain wanted me to help her beat some guy. So I tell her, the chips won't land in your favor. You'll get a bad hand. Don't sit down at that table, your ladyship. But did she listen? Of course she didn't. If there's one thing she never lacked, it's stubbornness. So they sat down and the cards were dealt. I'm hovering around like I'm not involved, but I'm keeping my eye on things. And everything in my head keeps getting louder and louder. Anyway, it's a good thing I realized in time that my mind wasn't going haywire over a losing hand, but something else. I made some excuse to drag the Lord Captain up from the table and took her away from that place. And a few minutes later, the room where we'd been... It turned out some wise guy had the same bright idea to bring a pet psyker along with him. One of those ones who just scuttle around in Footfall's underbelly. And the psyker just freaked out, I guess. After all the commotion, people went to see what happened in the room. And they'd all gone for each other's throats. Literally. With teeth. And I think they completely detached that asteroid from footfall and pushed it off into open space so it would head off toward the local star. Of course. Always at your service. Whenever you...
Pathetic worm. You dare to argue with your master?
It was not you whom I swore to serve within these walls. My lips are sealed.
Confess! What was the old man's last command? What are you planning?
Give up, Keeper. You have lost this battle. Again.
We're getting nowhere with these ones, sir. Permission to execute them.
I did fine.
And pain throughout its body. Who are you? Why are you crying?
If the witch is talking about the enemies of humanity who set upon this abode of noble navigators, then our weapons will soon dispel their wicked misery.
Sometimes, though, you just fire your biggest cannon and save the day. I rise to the occasion. Take a knee.
and bow before me!
For the Emperor!
I won't tolerate weakness. Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
transfigure our Emperor and imbue us.
You dare cross the faithful!
On it. No can do. Anything else?
I'll do it. Faith without deeds is worthless.
That was insulting!
Be gone!
Follow my lead.
I've suffered worse.
Onward!
Follow my lead. Get to the heretics!
Indeed. I will do my duty. One fewer target. At your beck and call.
Follow my lead. Weapon at the ready.
Follow my lead.
Stop! Stay vigilant.
Stop
The
it!
glory of the Imperium!
Hold.
Not a problem for me. I shall not fear. Nothing I can't do.
Anything else? What an unfortunate turn of fate.
As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it.
My place is at the fore. Victory is imminent.
My mistress, my sacred child. It is all over now. It is over.
What happened? You. I remember you. Have you come to save us?
Child, please, listen to me very carefully. One last time. You will now embark on a voyage with this lord to rejoin the house and its regent in the Koronus expanse. I will not be able to accompany you on this journey.
No, not you too. Don't leave me alone in this violet-brown haze. You're coming with me. Your mistress is giving you an order. Do you hear me?
Mistress, I fear this will be your only order that I dare to disobey. I am the keeper of Urac 5, and alas, I have less than a day left in me. Allow me to serve you one last time and honor my final duty to House Orselio. I will remain on the station and destroy the secrets it holds.
Oh, Theobald. What need have I for your regrets? I just want things to go back to the way they were before. What are you going to do to me?
Do not fear what is to come, child. You are ready to guide any vessel. I know this because I taught you myself. And it is difficult to imagine more worthy company than a rogue trader. But remember, your safety is of paramount importance. Get to the Great Regent and fulfill your destiny.
I beg your pardon, but what about my servants? Urac 5 is still full of people loyal to House Orselio. As a Lady Navigator of House Orselio, I accept your gracious offer of protection. Please, take me to your vessel. I can no longer bear the pain of this place.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Lord Captain, my apologies. I did not notice your entrance. Oh, this. I found this fascinating read on one of the shelves. And I must say, it has caught my eye. Its every chapter is written in verse. I find it so beautiful and enrapturing. Urac 5 had a vast archive of its own, of course. Although most of the works within had to do with scholarly disciplines of some sort or another. Only in my sparse moments of respite was I allowed to escape into the pages of more embellished works. No, it is not that at all, Lord Captain. It is just that Uwe is quite capable of carrying out his duties by himself. He is well accustomed to my whims and preferences. One should not underestimate the navigators of House Orselio, Lord Captain. Like a shawl of pale smoke, a faint malaise hangs upon my shoulders, but it will not be the slightest hindrance to my duty to humanity, and my duty to you. There are people on this ship who are far more impulsive and dangerous to others, and far less devoted to the God Emperor than a herald of the Navis nobility. But I did not need your words to see the shades of umber unease that whirl around your subjects whenever I am near. Were I not acquainted with such a reaction, I could have found their behavior in your question just now insulting. Lord Captain, would you kindly explain to me why you are pestering me with these questions? Inquiring about my mood and my needs, showing an interest in the books I am enjoying? You are behaving as if you possessed a shred of fellow feeling for one such as I. I beg your pardon, Lord Captain. That was no way for a navigator to conduct herself. Please forgive me. I cannot even understand myself right now. Your words and attention have reminded me of life on the station, of Theobald and Felek. I do not understand. They were merely the keepers of Urac 5. So why do memories of those two make me feel a strange heaviness here? At the same time, I find myself overwhelmed with new excitement and anticipation. At last, I have set foot outside my familiar walls and into a world that I have only seen before in the pages of books. Your ship alone is a treasure trove of remarkable artifacts and curiosities. And just imagine the things that await beyond, but my delight must seem childish to you, surely. In your heart, you must be finding all this quite amusing. Indeed. I did not know. That is to say, I could not have known, as it is the first time we are speaking in a circumstance so private. My word, when I found this place, it was so full of officers. Why did they all leave? Or because my presence offends them? Then I must take my leave as well. I am due to inspect the Sanctum Navis after the communion ritual and prepare the chamber for the upcoming warp jump. Thank you for your company.
Follow my lead. I still do not see our purpose in coming here.
Relax, old man. Going for a stroll on the lower decks every once in a while is good for you. Lets you see how the simple folk live.
I did fine.
Follow my lead!
Did you see that? They almost knocked us out of the air. Some bumbling idiot's going to regret that when he's dragged before the Lord Captain for questioning and trial.
I do not think the rogue trader should take a personal interest in a common crackpot. Summary execution will be sufficient.
It's about time. I won't heed your cry. Nothing I can't do. Choosing me was your biggest mistake.
Yet? Time to slaughter someone.
We'll endure.
Just a minor setback.
I'm here, maggot.
I am a navigator, painted black. If only that were possible. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Done. Victory awaits. Heartedly humiliating them at every step. Nothing I can't do. Then you'll die quickly. Lost.
Show them no mercy.
Change is coming. The edge is nigh.
The blinded ones are harmless. No sense in shooting them and drawing attention.
Fire on the nearest target! Don't kill the tech priest! We need to take him alive!
Knowledge find it, and let their enemies breathe not.
Damn it! Fall back!
May knowledge be thy fate. Let the cycle be discontinued. Not another step. Flee, for I am death.
By the throne! What is that servant of the Omnissiah made of? Adamantine? Ugh, blast it!
I identify you as a member of a high stratum belonging to rogue trader House von Valancius. I am detecting no need for confrontation. The convoy received an order to meet you. It is no longer functional. Therefore, I propose that we continue to advance to the rendezvous point with the governor's soldiers. This was my doing.
The voices are being weird about him. They're saying garbled, conflicting things. Like they're talking about completely different people. But he's not a threat to you. Even if that's a bit hard to believe after all the fireworks.
The Omnissiah granted me a revelation. The spirit of this machine was dying, but it wished to perform a service, for such was its design. I sensed this and appealed to it. I do not know how I did it. I merely followed my intuition. The understanding granted by the Omnissiah was not permanent. It has left me. I identify as Magus Pascal Haneman of the priesthood of Mars. By the grace of the Omnissiah, I am currently assigned to the maintenance personnel of the station Altar Templum Calixis X-17.
Altar Templum Calixis. I have heard the name before. The station appears on House Orselio's star charts in the Furibundus system, not far from the void colony of Footfall. You have traveled a long way to come here, esteemed Magos.
I came here to carry out a sacred mission. My mentor, Archmagus Amonat, summoned me, and I hastened to answer his call. But the rabble's unrest prevented our meeting, and I was on my way to Governor Medina to determine my mentor's current location. My escort was ordered by their commander to discontinue their movement and await to be merged with your group. Then, due to their incompetence, they let themselves be killed. It was an unacceptable complication to my task. Acknowledged. Predicting successful and mutually beneficial cooperation. successful.
Take a knee and bow before me.
Crush them!
My place is at the fore.
I should have foretold that.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
A new challenge for me? I won't heed your cries of mercy.
You dare cross the faithful? Let's get to it!
What an unfortunate turn of fate. Was that you? Or...
Let's get to it!
What is that?
Nothing of value has been lost. Already done. I'll pass.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. If I may?
Running binaric override.
But of course. The whispers must be appeased.
quest to prove effective value. My vow is to serve.
The voices behind the door are cackling to the beat of all the... Down? Yes. There's something down below.
If I'm not mistaken, the streets of Rycat Minoris are arranged in tiers. There is certainly something beneath this avenue. Storage facilities at the very least.
Operation successful.
Oh. Brace yourself, Abelard. At your beck and call. I will do my duty.
Was that on purpose?
Indeed. At your beck and call. I took care of this one.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Out of my way!
Let's get to it!
It's about time. Submit, and you'll die quickly.
Come to chaos! Out of my way!
Emperor, give me strength. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Not a problem for me.
If I may. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Death to the weak!
Emperor, deliver us!
Chaos guides me! I serve the ruinous powers!
I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak. As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it.
Death to non-believers!
I serve the ruinous powers! Crush the feeble!
I'll pass. All too easy.
I'm not so sure. Will do. Farewell. But of course.
Activate calculated fury algorithm.
Isn't this a job for duty demands?
Death to the weak!
Guided by faith! I'm not injured! I'm enraged! In thy light I stand, and thy light I crave! Eradicated! This is why I was chosen! This is unacceptable.
Chaos guides me!
I bring ruin.
Already done. Nothing of value has been lost. Suits my purposes.
now? There is movement in the Empyrean. The whispers told me how.
Done. I did fine.
My success is an irrefutable certainty. Operation successful. The machine god grants me insight. This explorator is blessed with
Victory awaits!
Operation successful. The machine god grants me insight. This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
The whispers told me a secret. The whispers told me how.
It's about time.
If I could see the golden light of the Astronomicon as you see it, Cassia, I would probably go still forever, unable to take my eyes off the radiance of the Emperor for an instant.
I I think you would manage. You have different hues of light within you. Gold, silver, and crimson. One of them would call you back to this world.
Crimson is a good color for battle attire. Enemies will perceive no weakness, not even if you are bleeding.
My augmentations allow me to function effectively, even in the event of extensive blood loss. This is what should concern those who dare to stand against the servant of the Omnissiah in battle.
I am at your service.
The premonition runs true.
Performing target selection ritual.
Not a problem for me.
Will do.
I don't have time for this. My tactics are flawless. Nothing I can't do.
If only that were possible.
At your beck and call. Victory is imminent.
I have read tomes of military tactics. Isn't this a job for the scouts?
Let's make it quick!
I've suffered worse.
As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Hold on!
Here, maggot.
Out of my way! Let's get to it!
Suits my purposes.
The Omnissiah.
Duty prevails.
Hey, what's that?
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
A new challenge for me.
This ocular implant was a worthwhile investment.
I better myself through my
It's
service.
about time.
Searching is my observance.
See? Right there.
Follow my lead.
Dark green, gloomy and stifling, fills this space like dense fog. The people here are drained, exhausted, bewildered.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Compared to naval service, that was barely a challenge.
The whispers told me how.
I rise to the occasion. A new challenge for me? Excellence matters.
Koronus, may its vitality nourish our augments, may its purity wash over our imperatives and engrams.
As far as I am aware, the monastery supplies power to several major hive cities on Rykad. Hidden somewhere in the depths of this building is a reactor of monstrous, unfathomable power.
Victory awaits.
Satisfied with that answer? I will repeat my question again. The last electro priest you killed,
Where did you find him?
Burn in the fire of dawn, servant of the corpse, Emperor!
Another one meets the limit of his utility. The last of them.
I dare say it is, Lord Captain. Now, if it were possible for the gentleman to properly introduce himself and dispel our doubts.
Seneschal? Lord Captain? Do I have the pleasure of speaking to a rogue trader? Allow me to introduce myself. Interrogator Heinrichs van Kallox of the Imperial Inquisition's esteemed Ordo Xenos. I must confess, I'm perplexed to meet someone of your standing in a place like this. Then the timing of our meeting is fortuitous. I am requisitioning you and your retinue for my task.
Requisitioning? Young man, your choice of words is unseemly to the point of insult. You're a
I don't imagine you'll be any happier if I say taking into inquisitorial custody.
To aid his faithful servant in the fight against corruption is the solemn duty of all whose actions affect millions of the Imperium's subjects. Let your example guide those who will carry the Emperor's light across 1,000 stars.
You are familiar with the works of Inquisitor Alistar the Redeemer? Not every acolyte can say the same, let alone people less initiated. Please forgive my lapse in manners, Lady Navigator Orselio. It is a great honor. I came to Rykad Minoris on a mission, which a rebellion prevented me from fulfilling. The governor is convinced that malcontents from among the rabble were the instigators, but I immediately suspected a more sinister presence at the root of the mutiny. My visit to the monastery and a few unhurried conversations with some of the rebels confirmed my suspicions. Someone by the name of Aurora is leading the rebellion. Data indicates that the head of the cultists is here right now, in the sanctum of the ancient reactor. Given the prophecy of the final dawn, and the especial efforts made by the enemies of humanity to seize the monastery, their goal is to gain access to the holy power source's control circuit and trigger a process that, once started, cannot be stopped. In other words, to detonate the reactor, thus being themselves the cause of their much-touted final dawn.
Blasphemous insanity.
I arrived here with an escort squad, only to lose it in our very first open skirmish. The monastery is swarming with heretics. The soldiers I requisitioned from the governor fell in battle, bled to death, or deserted. I had to make do with catching and forcefully interrogating individual rebels. It is from them that I learned what I relayed to you just now. I convinced him to cooperate. I can influence living bodies, and I find that the interrogated are much more eager to share information once the blood starts to boil in their veins. Thank you. Regrettably, the governor's people showed themselves to be unprepared for the perils of this place. And extracting blade shards from a person's stomach is beyond my powers. I hope that a rogue trader's retinue will prove more capable than a group of soldiers fresh off the base. I am positive that not all of the electro-priests within these walls have perished. The heretics spoke of shadows emerging from side alleys to make short work of the cultists invading their abode. I surmise that the entrance to their hiding place is somewhere in the hall near a machine known as the Circular Cogitator. I imagine it's one of the local sacred relics which the electro-priests treat with special piety.
Take a knee and bow before me!
I will endure!
Curse you, miscreant!
I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act. Doubt is for the weak.
Enjoy your luck while you still draw breath.
If I may. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Indeed. It will be done. Victory is well struck.
Or I'll open mine.
Isn't this a job for the...
Already done. Nothing I can't do.
Done with this one. I'll see our foes obliterated. Let's see to it. Be gone!
Prognosis is favorable. Vital function successfully terminated. Request approved. The Messiah condemns you.
A new challenge for me?
Remember, innocence proves nothing.
Submit, and you'll die quickly.
You'll make a suitable sacrifice.
I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Out of my way!
Running binary code is significant value. Request approved.
Let's see how they respond to this. All too easy. Suits my purposes.
Running binary code. The Messiah condemns you.
Not a problem for me. Never wavered in the face of adversity.
Chaos guides me. Death to the weak.
Everyone, step aside. Your reckoning is due.
But of course, Lord Captain.
Follow my lead. I will do my duty. Indeed. It will be done.
High momentum.
am a
Death to non-believers!
Operation successful. Advancing. Running binaric override. The Omnissiah condemns you. The Omnissiah knows all vital functions. Successfully terminated.
The Emperor is on our side. Naturally, your reckoning is due.
I serve the ruinous powers! Out of my way!
The ruinous powers!
Death to non-believers!
All too easy. Absolutely not. Suits my purposes.
The scriptural prognosis is
Not a problem for me.
Out of my way!
As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it.
momentum.
In thy light I stand, and thy light I crave. I will not. As the Emperor commands, I act. This is unacceptable. I refuse.
battlefields are always drowned in scarlet? I'm afraid not. That is foolishness.
I won't object to it. Vengeance will be swift.
Me? If you insist, Lord, grace, at least.
Take you.
I serve the ruinous powers! But an execution.
Chaos guides me.
I'll do it.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Let not one villain escape the God Emperor's retribution delivered by our hands.
Your hues are so vivid, Sister Argenta. The hatred that fuels your words and impulses burns like a supernova.
Victory awaits! Die quickly!
Your Emperor won't save you! I serve the ruinous powers!
I am your doom!
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury! I will not!
Nothing I can't do. All too easy. Suits my purposes.
The scriptural prophecy function successfully terminated.
chaos guides me. Your end is near! Out of my way! Ah!
Emperor, give me strength. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Doubt is for the weak.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. Clad in scarlet. I'll show you why navigators are feared.
God, Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart. I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Not a problem for me.
I'll do it.
You don't stand a chance!
Be careful not to cross my gaze.
God, Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart. I'll do it. Faith without deeds is worthless.
If I may.
Cross the feeble!
You'll regret this.
Let's see to it.
Suits my purposes.
I won't do that. But of course, Lord, your reckoning is due.
Absolutely not. Not Not a problem for me. Nothing of value has been lost.
Rejoice in battle!
At your beck and call.
Reduced to dust!
Victory is imminent.
For the throne, be gone!
Tolerate weakness. A new challenge for me?
Rogue Trader. I was somewhat brusque at our first meeting, and I would like to make up for it by expressing my thanks for your assistance in the electrodynamic Cenobium. Your arrival could not have come at a better time. Thanks to you, I have succeeded in finding the object that brought me to this system in the first place. Now that the weapon of corruption has been seized from the cult, I can satisfy the Lord Inquisitor's wish and travel with you to Footfall, once you have finished your business on Rycat. There is one more thing. The Lord Inquisitor gave me this item some time ago. He must have thought it likely that I would find myself aboard this vessel sooner than he. I was instructed to deliver this device to Lady Theodora. However, given recent events, I believe I ought to present it to you. This is an elucidator, a sacred machine capable of translating the languages of remote and lost worlds into Low Gothic. It can even process Xenos languages to a certain degree. Not without infelicities, but possibly well. May the elucidator serve House von Valancius as faithfully as it has served the acolytes of the Holy Ordos up to now. I would like to offer my assistance in resolving your immediate problems. I am aware that the ship suffered considerable losses during the recent mutiny and was damaged by the cultists' actions, and you have lost many valuable officers as well. You are in a difficult situation. I am at your disposal. It all depends on the electro-priests who survived the attack. Fortunately for them, the cultists did not manage to seriously corrupt the holy site, partly thanks to the priesthood's efforts. Nevertheless, I would not be surprised if the local explorator fleet decides to audit and purge the damaged units once it hears about what has happened. Thank you for your time. Please consider me at your complete disposal while I am aboard your vessel.
It's about time. We need to investigate.
Never doubt me.
A new challenge for me? Halt! I noticed something.
Sister Argenta, you are always shrouded in a greenish-gray mist when I see you. Is it me that troubles you? Or is it whatever I can see behind it?
My soul is open to the light and his faithful servants. The rest is merely fleeting frailties that hold no significance. The Emperor sets my path. Pay attention. Join me in prayer. The Emperor favors me today. Duty prevails.
I won't heed your cries of mercy!
All of you will bleed!
Get me a target.
Request approved. Function successfully terminated.
You have read my mood like an open book, Master Van Calx. My eyes, they still ache from the kaleidoscope of colors I see around me.
The machine god grants me insight.
I rise to the occasion. It's about time.
Operation successful.
Submit, and you'll die quickly.
Your Emperor won't save you!
Scorn the pain. I serve the ruinous powers!
You'll regret this.
At your beck and call. I will do my duty. I took care of this one. Victory is imminent. At your beck and call.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. Navigator's might.
This will be swift.
I'll show you why navigators are feared.
It will be done. At your beck and call.
Are you a traitor or a fool?
Running binaric override.
Absolutely not. Nothing I can't do.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
I am your doom.
chaos guides me.
Request approved. Vital functions successfully terminated.
I won't go down easy. For the throne's glory. Let's see to it.
Be careful not to cross my gaze. If I may. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Combat is an equation. Your life is an inevitable variable. My vow is to serve. Insignificant value.
Your seneschal is always there for you.
Victory awaits! None shall stand in my way. A new challenge for me. Take a knee and bow before me.
Let the blood flow.
Look out!
Chaos guides me!
These ruby flashes are choking me.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury! I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak. Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Death to the weak! Ah! I serve the ruinous powers! Ah! Death to non-believers!
Step aside. The navigator is coming. I am a navigator. Witness the fury of House Orselio! Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Your reckoning is due. Someone's death wish is mine to grant. I'll put my psychic abilities to use. Be gone. But of course, not Captain. Let's see to it.
Out of my way! Chaos guides me!
Activate calculus fury algorithm. Request. Vital function successfully terminated.
Curse you, miscreant!
Follow my lead!
Stay vigilant.
Not a problem for me. Forge ahead! Already done.
Emperor, protect me. Oh, Emperor, protect me.
At your beck and call. I will do my gray hair, sure hair. Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Naturally. Let's see to it.
For now.
Death to the weak!
I'll do it.
How can I trust someone like you?
I am his will made manifest. Doubt is for the weak, eradicated. Faith without deeds is worthless.
I'll do it.
If I may, now you're glad in scarlet.
The scriptural prophet.
I serve the ruinous powers!
Weather the storm!
Suits my you don't stand a chance! All too easy.
Function successfully terminated.
I took care of this one. It will be done.
Isn't this a job for the as duty demands? That is foolishness.
Request approved. Significant value.
I've suffered worse.
You'll regret this. I'll lay claim to the stars.
How many righteous servants of the Imperium were felled by a weapon intended to aid them in the struggle against the faithless? Shot down in flight, with no chance to defend themselves or to complete their mission.
I pray for their souls, and I pray that the Emperor guides us to the leaders of the heretics guilty of this wicked deed, To be a weapon of righteous retribution would be a destiny beyond imagining.
Running binary override. The Omnissiah will die swiftly.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone! I'll do it. Doubt is for the one who escaped the Emperor's judgment. As the Emperor commands, I act. Faith without deeds is worthless.
I am a navigator. Another foe painted black.
I'll do it.
Out of my way! The Emperor is on our side. Your reckoning is due. But of course, Lord Captain.
Heavy is the tread of his faithful. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
Chaos guides me.
Not a problem for me. Nothing I can't do. Already done.
Request vulnerability analysis.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. I'll paint your death in colors.
Suits my purposes. Not a problem for me. Nothing I... Ah! Another clean strike! Already done.
I'm done with this one. Let's see to it. I serve the ruinous powers!
I am your doom!
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
High momentum.
God Emperor, move through me! Be the fire in my heart! I'll do it.
I have read tomes of military tactics. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Indeed. Reduced to dust.
Naturally. I'm done with this one. Get me a target.
It's about time.
Managed to find an intact shuttle in this burning hellscape. It will be a miracle sent by the God Emperor.
For a person as important as the Lord Captain, I am certain there will be a vessel waiting where it should be. Surely the commoners know their place in the evacuation order.
Agent of the throne! Show them no mercy! Hold on! Out of my way!
I will endure!
Here we go! Let's get to it!
No one go down easy. Reading damage to bulk.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone! Escape the Emperor's judgment. I refuse. Doubt is for the weak.
Let's get to it.
I'm not injured. I'm enraged.
I'm not accustomed to another fur painted black. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Victory awaits!
I am Aurora. I am the herald of change. Behold the final dawn and die!
I won't heed your cries of mercy!
Death to the false Emperor!
I'll live another day!
You won't fail me! See my work, ye glorious masters, and honor its endeavor.
Here we go.
What you've got.
Let's get to it.
I stand in recognition. Suits my purposes. Nothing I can't do. I am fear incarnate.
The Omnissiah knows all. Vital functions successfully terminated.
Let's see to it. I won't object to it. Let's see to it.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
I won't object to it.
The Inquisition sends their regards.
My vow is to serve. Running binary code. Request approved.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury! Faith without deeds is worthless.
Information of the firing pattern detected.
I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak.
With the mandatory ocular augmentation.
My plate.
I venerate you, machine spirits.
Let's get to it.
Maggots.
Only in death does duty end. But of course, Lord Captain, be gone! I won't object to it.
It will be done.
If I may,
momentum. Running binary. I am a savant of destruction. Request approved.
I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act.
At your beck and call. Mark you a target!
Condemns you.
Von Valancia's flagship made its way out of the doomed star system. As the void shift plunged deeper into the Koronus expanse, the rogue trader's subjects bid a formal farewell to the late head of the dynasty, Theodora von Valancius. Having paid their last respects, the crew gathered their strength and braced themselves for whatever was to come next.